Hi and happy Saturday to you. How are you doing? I thought I would shake things up and come live on a Saturday evening. It is now. It's grey, it's raining, it's definitely cooler, but I'm preferring it, I've got to say. It's been a much more productive day in our house today. So if you are joining me live, very, very good to see you. Say hi. It makes me feel better to not chat to myself, but equally I'm quite happy to talk to myself too. So today I have been working on a little bit of more like the mindset work for myself, and I thought I'm going to share my reflections. I'm going to share with you today what I have been pulling together and working on for myself, because I like to share as I'm going on this journey. So what I've been looking at is, rather than I'm by default I'm quite a practical strategy based person. I like to have a plan, I like to create my goals, I like to work on, I do this, then this, then this, then this. And it's sometimes harder for me to pull away from that and actually work on the stuff that makes sure that we're grounded, that we're in that place of gratitude, that we feel good about what we're doing and how we're moving ourselves forward. And I have to almost sort of force myself to stop that push energy and go into a more, I guess, a calm-like state and get reflective and look across what I've done, and therefore what I'm now wanting to move forward and how I want to move forward in an aligned way for me. So I thought I would share some bits that I've pulled, because I've been trying to find a daily routine that is going to work for me. Now, there is a whole heap of pieces of academic work around having a daily routine, and particularly how you have your morning routine and how you wake up on a morning, the things that you do. There's a whole heap of that, and almost all of them I read just kind of didn't do it for me. Tell me if you have got a morning routine that you're really strict with, you stick to every day. Do you like get up at 5 and do an hour's reading and then an hour's exercise, and you kind of clean the house from top to bottom before anyone's got up? Tell me if that's you, because I just can't even get motivated to consider that. I'm not a morning person, I'm an evening person. Quite happy to work when my children go to sleep, but the thought of then getting up and at it at 6, and particularly in the winter when it's dark, it's just never going to happen for me. It's just not something that'll work. So I've ended up creating a list of things that I feel are realistic for me, because there's all this theory around you should this, you should this, you should, and it all sounds great. And I think, a bit like a lot of things, we can start off with the best intentions and we can really go at, yes, I'm going to do this is going to be the new me, and it'll be a dawn of a new age for me, my business is going to take off because I'm working on myself. But the truth is, if these things are too hard, or you don't feel motivated enough to do it, you won't stick to it, and then you've added another thing to the list for your day for you to feel frustrated about. So I'm going to share with you 7 things which I'm effectively saying that for myself, these for me are accessible on a pretty much daily basis. I'm putting the caveats in already, aren't I? So if you've got something that every day is like a total non-negotiable for you, tell me what it is, because I'd love to expand my list for those who are like the anti-daily routine or the anti-morning routine people. If you've got something that you manage to kind of crack that and it works for you, then please share, because I'd love to know. So let me share my 7 with you. The first one is journaling. Now, journaling for me, I was massively resistant when I first started working with one particular coach. She was very much into the power of journaling, and she challenged me to keep a journal every day for a month. And then once I'd done that, we would then come back and have that conversation around how I felt about it. And I was really cynical. But it's fair to say I'm now a convert. Now, I am not strict at keeping it every day anymore. But what I do is I will write something most days. I wouldn't call it going really deep and really kind of digging into some of the subjects that I know I can and I should. But I will write something every day of some sort. And I know that that's a really positive habit to have. And there's some days that I do explore a little bit more, I'll dwell on it longer, and I'll give myself that time to do it. So that for me is the first one that I'm putting on my list. So my first one's journaling. The next one is, and this kind of comes from lots of schools of thought, so it would be meditation for most. I know a lot of people use that term, but for me, meditation has got lots and lots of different connotations. So I've called it, and I've written it, for myself as being contemplation / meditation, just because that for me feels much more likely that I'm going to do it. So I'm still quite, is it cynical the right word? I don't know. I'm skeptical is probably the word about the process of meditation. And in all honesty, the concept for me of being able to have like 10 minutes of total peace and quiet to centre myself is really challenging in my house at the moment. So I'm being realistic about what I can achieve, and I'm being honest with myself about my drive to do it as well. So I've added my alternative, which is contemplation. So that contemplation literally can just be me considering how I want to move forward on something. It's thinking time. So yes, I may well develop this into being full on meditation and use some of the tools. There's lots available to help you meditate and help you go really kind of deep and explore your feelings on things. But for me, I'm not ready for that yet. So I have literally just using this as a contemplation of, you know, how do I feel about that? Well, how did that situation or that issue make me feel, and why did it make me feel like that? So that's my number 2. Contemplation could develop into meditation. My next one is my most important tasks, my MITs. So this, of course, is this list is what I'm trying to build into being my habits. So my most important tasks are ones that I set the night before, that I know the next day I want to get done, and there will only ever be 5, or absolute maximum. Sometimes there's less. And these could be anything. These might be home related, they might be personal to me, they might be business related, but there will be 5 that I will say to myself before I go to bed, before I turn all my machines off. I will need to do this, this and this. So today we absolutely had to go and get my son's bike that's been at the repairers for 2 weeks, because unknown to me, they'd got the wrong telephone number, so they've been trying to phone us to give us his bike back. We didn't know that. So that was one of my things on my list. They don't have to be huge, great, big, I'm going to rule the world today. They can be things that you just know you've got to get done. And I task myself, again, on my daily routine. Every day I will do my 5 most important tasks, most 5. The next one for me is exercise. Now, lots of you I know are aware that I'm passionate about my exercise. So I teach a body pump class. I did that this morning, had great fun with my team of participants. But more than that, for me, exercise gives me that little bit of time out. It gives me a little bit of headspace. If it's going for a walk with my dogs, then great, get some fresh air as well. But for me to do something each day allows me that, and it kind of overlaps with that contemplation time. However, the contemplation, I've said to myself, should be silent, as opposed to if I go and take myself off for a walk or a run, I might listen to something while I'm doing it. So I might listen to a podcast or some training, or most of the time it's podcasts or it's a live from somebody that I'm following. So I'm sort of stimulating the brain while I'm exercising as well, because for me that kills 2 birds with 1 stone. But there should be some form of exercise in every day, and the reason for that is it helps us function, it gets the blood flowing, it gets the brain ticking over quicker, and it helps us sleep, and we need that sleep to be able to then function the next day. So exercise, how many are we on? 4, that is now. Another one which kind of relates to exercise, but not necessarily, is hydration. Now, I am so bad at this, and I've had periods of time in my life when I've been really, really good at getting my daily quota of water in, and I know it makes me feel and function so much better. But because your brain is so full of water, it's an absolute minimum. It's an essential for you to have that in your life. But I have put it on my list as my daily, just to remind me to blooming do it, because I'll get to, gone dinner in the evening and I'll suddenly go, oh, I'm so thirsty, and I'll try and catch up for the day. So I'm going to really try. I have a bottle which has got like the lines on to tell me how much to have, and I'm going to really, really start trying to get that amount in me. And if you've done exercise, particularly in the hot weather, it's even more important as well. So that's one for me. That's another non-negotiable for my day. And then the final 2, another kind of a very much mindset one. One is reflection. I want some time to actually consciously look back in time. it's very easy when you're pushing, you're always looking to the future. I like having my goals, I like planning, I like looking forward. It's very easy to forget about where you've come from. And there's huge lessons to be taken from that. There's huge benefit in looking back at what you've achieved and going, yes, look where I am. I've transformed this. I feel this now. I'm in this place. I'm thankful for what I have. So actually saying, it doesn't have to be long. And actually I can combine this, of course, with my contemplation. I can combine it with my journaling and actually focus my efforts on saying, I am going to have some reflective time. I'm going to look back and I'm going to be thankful for what I've achieved, for where I am, for the fabulous life that we've built and all the great stuff we've already experienced, and it's only going to go better and better and better. And when you do that over a lengthy period of time, it can make you feel much more abundant than if you're constantly looking forward, because the more you look forward, the more it can spark off some fears and that scarcity of, yes, but I can't that because I need this, or I want that but I can't have that until I've done this and this. So you can spiral yourself into fear by the forward looking. But when you reflect back, look at the amazing stuff you've done. Look at all the great lessons that life has provided for you. So that's one for me. And then my final one, which is the one that's going to get me most excited, is planning. Love planning. Absolutely get fired up so much by planning. So I'm going to allow myself, and why should it feel indulgent? It does, but it shouldn't. I'm going to allow myself to do some planning every single day. So in the way I'm going to do this is that I'm going to have like a template sheet. So I've done it in a document, so I can just print out like the blank version, and each one of these is going to have a little box next to it, and there'll be like a 7-day week, probably five-day week. It fitted better on my page actually. So I can just sort of make a couple of notes against either what I've done, have I achieved it, so that I've got something on my magic board which is right next to me. So every day I can say, okay, did I do my journaling? What do I still need to do? So that these shouldn't take me hours, but I believe these are realistic for me to stick to. So let me tell you them again, because if you've got some, I want you to share them. If you're going to use some of these, brilliant, even better. But let's create a longer list. So my list is, number 1, journaling. I'm going to do some sort of level of journaling every day. Number 2, contemplation or meditation. Number 3 is my most important tasks. They are the things that are non-negotiable that I have to get done in that day. Number 4, do some exercise, be it half an hour of yoga, an hour's walk, a 20-minute walk, a fitness class, a fitness DVD, a fitness YouTube video. It doesn't matter what it is. Raise your heartbeat a little bit, get warm, get a little bit out of breath. It does you, your mind, your body the most amazing things. Next one, hydration. Drink more water. Like, who in the world says, yeah, no, I drink far too much water in a day? No one says that, and our bodies need it. It's essential. It reduces our stress levels, because the minute we get slightly dehydrated, your brain goes into stress mode. So if you're feeling a bit just kind of flat and not full of that energy that you know you can have a glass of water, because it could be that your brain's going, okay, we're going to just slow down a little bit now because we need some more water. Drink some more water. There's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Final 2, reflection. I'm going to look back over something which I have done already, the lessons that I've learned. Look how I'm thankful and have gratitude for where I've come from, and therefore where I am at the moment. And then the last one, I will plan something, be it the social media presence, be it the next week's activities, some element of planning for a short period of time. I will allow myself to do that. Now I am planning that all of those that I've just spoken to you about, probably take the exercise out, but without the exercise, they're going to take me maybe half an hour, 45 minutes. Obviously the exercise can go up and down depending on what you're going to do, but that short routine that I can absolutely create the time to do in my day, I really have the confidence that by sticking to this for a period of time, I'm going to start seeing differences. I'm going to start seeing shifts in me. I'm going to start seeing that I feel different about me and my business. So this is me. What date is it? The 15th of August. I'm going to get this routine into my life. let's probably say by mid-September, I'm going to reflect to see how it has felt. So share yours if you have some others. It would be great to hear. Go and have a fabulous Saturday. Give this some thought and see what you could start for yourself as of Sunday morning. Have a great evening. Have a great day tomorrow if I don't see you live. And I will see you really soon. Bye.